Hey everyone, first of all, thank you so much for buying the book. I mean, because, or seeing something shared on social media that gave away the URL. We're not super top secret around here. You know, in the same way that I'm thrilled if you picked this up on the library or you literally stole the book on a BitTorrent. Like, I just want the consumption of this mission. And so, one of the great things about my first book, which I think is around, one of the fun Easter eggs in my first book, Crush It, was a chapter that was called The Greatest Marketing Strategy. Yeah, the best marketing strategy ever. Page 101, very close pages. So in page 101 of The Greatest Marketing Strategy or the best marketing strategy, there was a one-word answer. It was called care. And then it's funny that the follow-up book to Crush It was The Thank You Economy. You can show that, Bevan, over there. Around the thank you economy, around really care. And so now I'm almost weirdly wondering if my next book is gonna be about giving yourself permission to go out and do your thing. Because in this book, in the chapter on page, here on page 120, chapter 5, which makes me happy because 5 is my favorite number. The only thing you need to give yourself to crush it, permission. I am fascinated by this mindset thing. You know, if you go back and look at the archives of the internet, you'll see that I did not put out a lot of content in 2011, 12, 13, because in 2009 and 10, off the back of Crush It, the market started positioning me as a motivational speaker, and I reacted in a way that was very simple to me, which is like, look, I love being motivational. I'm extremely optimistic. I'm hype. At all times, I think it's a good mindset. Positivity, yes. Offense. These are all things that a lot of you have seen come from me. So I'm excited, I'm happy, but I felt that the term motivational speaker was short of what I was most proud of, which is literally from the day I left college. On the drive home from Newton, Mass to Springfield, New Jersey, I walked into Wine Library about 6 o'clock that night, worked for 2 hours, then went home. And literally from that moment, literally the day I left college to the second I'm sitting here right now, in between investing in companies, in between being a personality, I have never not been the chief operator of a business. Wine Library and VaynerMedia. Every day in continuum since May of 1998, I have been the leading force, the CEO, the leader, the partner, the guy in the two businesses that I've mainly run. And so I have a lot of pride in being a business person. I'm proud that I built my dad's business for him from a $3 to a $60 million business. I'm proud that my brother and I have built VaynerMedia into now VaynerX, the holding company, into a $150 million company. I'm proud that my brother's gone on to start a sports agency and we're gonna Jerry Maguire the crap out of everybody and build a monster company there. And so I'm proud of those things. And so I took myself away from the motivation game in 2011, 12, 13. And then I kind of came back to it, putting out content really. And then by nature of my DNA, it's going to be that you're motivational, this, that, and the other thing. But something happened in the last 6 months for me that has been very powerful, which is, the reason I came back to it was people were getting value of it, right? In 2011, 12, 13, 14, years after I wrote Crush It, people would send me an email and say, I read that little book in one sitting and you know, my life is better. I make more money, I'm happier, my parents are more proud, whatever the hell it is. I quit a job, I'm not even making more money, I'm just making the same, but I'm happy as shit, which is a huge ROI. And so I was like, I'm being selfish by people's opinions of me being a motivational speaker by not giving out content that is clearly helping a lot of people. I've been gifted through DNA and circumstance, ability to communicate in a way that's meaningful to people. So like, why am I holding this back? So I went hardcore, all in, and I'm back, and crushing it is the manifestation of my last year and a half, 2 years, 2.5 years with my vlog and my podcast and my Instagram and my social. And this chapter means a lot to me, this permission chapter, because the reality is that so many of you are letting other people's opinions navigate your concepts. And so I realized, wow, I'm motivational by their standards, but I've come to realize in the last 6 months, I'm just strategic. I just understand that keeping good people around you, by being positive, by understanding there is no alternatives, that you're in the game of excuses. Like most of you will not, you will read this, you will like it, it will be good, it's right. It will be my best-selling book besides Crush It, because it's the thing, these two books do something that the others don't. very honestly, which is they hype you and rah-rah you and get you going, you're fired up, but they also give you things to do. It does both things. It gives you the strategy, and it gives you the mapping, the blueprint, the plays. I'm the coach that's like, let's go do it, we're gonna kill them, screw North, we hate them, we're gonna win this rivalry game. But we also spent all week with the X's and O's and looking at film. That's what these two books do. That's why I'm so excited about this one. That's what this does. And this chapter, this one-word chapter, is completely focused on breaking through your excuse framework, your history. The reason it is a one-word chapter is because strategically I understand that is not how people consume content. You don't expect one-word chapters, and I want to give you something that really gets you there. And I'm hoping in this one word for you to realize it is not your alcoholic father. It is not your state income tax level. It is not, the fact that, you caught a bad break or your boss is a dick and they pick the other person. The only thing stopping you from executing in the after hours, in the moments in between, in those angles, in all those angles that you allocate money and time into escapism and leisure and downtime, if you reallocate those dollars into this universe, which was far-fetched when this came out. People laughed at this book, let me just remind you, but it's so obvious when this comes out. If you give yourself permission to say, I'm gonna take every excuse and say, I'm gonna put that over here, every second that I am not happy is on me. It's my fault, my issue, and here is a roadmap to how to fix that. And let me make the 3 to 6 year mental commitment, the strategy mindset, and let me start figuring out whether it's written word, audio, or video, to put out content around the thing I know, mindset, business, strategy, or wine. This is what I used to do. This wine's from delicious. That's what I used to do. But in parallel, I talked about the only other thing I ever did, which was I built that wine business. I'm building this marketing business. I sell sneakers. I do things. What do you do? What do you know? Is it legal terms? Is it insurance policies? Is it how to sell real estate? Is it how to run a convenience store for 22 years when you came from the Philippines with no money? What a barber, how to cut hair, trends, what do you draw, sing, what do you do? And are you putting in the 4 hours a day that we all have? Working mom with, I get emails every day. Working 2 jobs mom, single parent, 4 kids, barely above the poverty line, finding 2 hours to do this because that was weird, because she understands that otherwise she's just in a rat race, in a circle, and she could either dwell and be like, those are the breaks, or she can realize, unlike her grandparent, unlike your grandfather, this didn't exist, those platforms didn't exist, and you're just one piece of content, or 6 years of 4 pieces of content a day. Are you going into your car at lunch break and just sitting there and trying to create some content on Instagram? Or are you palling around with your buddies and watching a YouTube video during that 1 hour lunch break and then spending all of the rest of your life complaining that you fucked up, you took on too much college debt, or your mom never supported you, or your sister was the one that the family believed in and you didn't get support? Excuse, excuse, excuse. Zero value in the reality of this world and this world that was predicted by this world. And I just hope that you go out and crush it. I hope that this one word, me, this video, this energy, or this beginning the rabbit hole of you consuming my daily vlog or my podcast or my Instagram begins the path for you to give yourself permission to be fucking happy. Just be happy. And when you're spending more than half your life working, it's important that that thing is on point. Because if you're living for Saturday and Sunday, of course you spend time with your family and you should love that. But if you are like running to Friday night, that means you're miserable Monday through Friday, and I lived that life from 1982 to 1994, and I hated it. And that's why I hated school and I failed at it. And I don't want that for you for the rest of your life. You're gonna be working for 50 years. Please take this permission, this energy to start trying, and don't give up. Be patient. 3 years of talking about indie rock bands, 4 years about talking about landscape photos, 6 years of talking about how to milk cows and create milk. Just please, 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 please allow me the legacy, allow me allow me the gratitude, allow me the satisfaction to be the person or energy that gave you permission to not worry about everybody judging you that you started an Instagram account around blueberry pies and that you can stick it to them in 9 years when you've got $1 million a year blueberry pie business and you're happy as shit because you wake up and you make blueberry pies and you sell blueberry pies and take photos and make videos of blueberry pies, and that was a hell of a lot better than making $117,000 a year being an assistant in an organization that you hated because your boss was toxic. Take this permission and run with it. Have a healthy, healthy, healthy year and a healthy, healthy, healthy life, and understand that you are fundamentally 1000% in control of your life, not the government that governs you, not the parents you were grown up into. Once you take ownership, shit happens.